Path of Exile 2 had its 0.2 update on Friday. And if you listen closely and you just cup your ear, you can still hear people screaming all the way from Reddit about the current state of PoE 2. Zeke, are you jumping in by chance to the update, or are you good till 1.0?
I'm good till 1.0, honestly.
Okay. All right.
Like
Probably the right call.
I put in, goddamn, like I never thought I would do this. I never thought I would put in 56 hours. I put in 56 hours of Path of Exile on my own, on purpose.
I was going to say, were you drunk?
No, this is fucking great. And I enjoyed every minute of it. I didn't look up a build at all until I completed it one time, or, went through the first blah, 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 and then you restart or whatever it's called. And then I looked up a build and I was like, oh, okay, this is what I was doing wrong, blah, blah. But it was still fun to go through without looking up a build. And once I got to the second part where I was like doing shit over again, I'm like, I don't want to do this over again. I already did this. I will wait for 1.0. I will be just fine.
Cool.
Yep.
Fair. Yeah.
Oh, man. And that's probably about as level-headed of a take that I've ever seen on anything Path of Exile 2. Especially given the past week. Yeah, so patch 0.2 launched, for those unaware, and with it came a bunch of things. One of them being the new Huntress class, as well as the new weapon archetype, the Spear, and a bunch of patch changes, nerfs, really, specifically to like almost everything in the game.
Big nerfs.
Yeah, big nerfs.
And we're talking about varied nerfs, not like one thing, like cooldowns and extra time, and this now lasts longer, and this takes longer, and like,
a lot of huge system changes.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
And people aren't happy. And we've been memeing on Reddit, but it's more like everyone's not really happy. Like people
not everyone.
People
I'm having fun.
I'm having fun too, without question. Otherwise I wouldn't still be playing it. But like, it's more than just Reddit, I think is a great way to preface the conversation. It's been a really interesting first 72 hours or 48 hours for the
it is mixed on Steam now
for the league. Yeah, it's up to mixed on Steam. A lot of people are just upset with the quote unquote vision of the title right now that is Path of Exile 2.
Jesus.
I mean, I think so. Path of Exile 1, very fast, very zoomy, and 2 really felt that way at endgame with their initial league. And I personally liked how slow the campaign felt, and it definitely feels like this slowed it down even more.
Yes.
For me, I might just want No Rest for the Wicked to hit 1.0. That might be my game for an ARPG.
Sure.
But I'm enjoying it. Like I'm playing Mercenary. It still feels like a twin stick shooter with loot, which is cool. But who knows where they're gonna end up with it? I don't know. I had fun. I think that, but not everybody's gonna look at the path that devs take, as far as like balance and nerfs and this and that. It's gonna be a process through early access, but not everybody thinks like that, and you can't expect the consumer to always think like that. It's gonna be an ebb and flow. There's gonna be it's what ticks will talk. The pendulum will swing. It'll come back the other direction. Sources will be usable again at some point.
Can I just say how much of a dad I love you are? You just did like 3 back-to-back dadisms. It's like pendulum swings, but we walked uphill both ways, so we'll do it again and circle back around. And
it soaks into everything.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah, when it's good.
I'm only sensitive to it because I do it too.
Yep. I think people return and play it more when the thing that they want to be the thing they want it to be will work the way they want it. So,
it's
the nature of the beast.
They've already done a patch where they've rolled back some of the buffs.
Oh,
the debuffs
or nerfs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
They also reduced mob HP by about 25% in the I think to like the 40s, and then it's like even less than that, up till the 60s, and then I think the mob HP is back to normal. I forget the exact variables on all that stuff. It's all in the patch details, but yeah.
But I mean, to put it bluntly though, like they are like, I understand that it's kind of a meme that the Reddit and the streamers are yelling about the game, but like even as somebody who is having fun, this is palpably different. Like it feels like a different game. And it's like, it's to the point where, you know, it's kind of understandable that when you have pendulum swings this big, that there are understandably going to be people who are like, this is not my PoE 2 anymore. So, you know, I don't want to make the complaints sound illegitimate. It's definitely schisming the community. Like a lot. Like people are taking sides on this because now a lot of people are starting to wonder, like, what is the actual vision the devs have? And is this a step towards it? And then the players have to ask themselves, is this a step towards what I like? Because if it isn't, then I mean, this could mean that we're going to be even seeing more changes like this, where it's going to be becoming like slower and harder. And I think some people are like, I don't want this. Like this is, you know, they didn't like the direction anyway. And now that they're seeing GGG kind of lean into it, it's becoming more concerning. There's been actual PoE streamers that have sworn this game off now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They're like, I'm not going to stream more of this because, and that's not even the one I was talking about. So, yeah. So it's there's a lot of frustration that is, you know,
wild,
dude, understandable.
As a super casual player, I thought the difficulty was, I don't want to say, I don't want to come off sounding like I'm a weak player or a coward or anything. It was like, it's fucking hard. And they're like, gonna make it even harder? Like, that is gonna destroy a lot of the fun, I would imagine.
The thing that I think people are most concerned about is not necessarily the difficulty, it's how slow it is. They're used to being able to just rip through this game. And I keep seeing over and over people being like, why is PoE 2 not respecting my time? Like, I have certain expectations about my Path of Exile experience, and PoE 2, I feel like it's not respecting the time that I have to play the game. And that's kind of valid. They really slowed the game down. So, you know, that's going to be tough for GGG to figure out how to manage that properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless their goal is to make an ARPG that doesn't respect your time. Like for me, I'm a little RNG slut, dude. Like just treat me awful. Don't respect me at all in my ARPGs and my loot. Like I love that shit. I'm about it. But not everybody is. And when you come from a game like, you know, PoE 1, that was lightning fast. Yeah, it is a very big turn for them. I personally like how slow it is. I like how slow it is. I like to be more methodical with it and really think about, you know, squeezing every little bit out of my gear, even throughout the campaign. I enjoy that, but you know, not everybody's me.
Right.
But do they want to make Path of Exile 1, 2? Or do they want to make Path of Exile 2, which is different?
And I think, honestly, that's what they're asking themselves right now. Like, they're trying to figure out that question. I don't think they know the answer.
That's entirely possible. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Well, speaking as someone who bounced off PoE 1 and really enjoyed PoE 2, like, I think they did it. They're doing it.
Right. Yeah, I think the first... people bounce off Act 1, and really like Act 2, I think, is where a lot of people are bouncing off the game right now in the current patch, just because like the like ramp up in mob power is significant, and the ramp up in player power is not.
Correct. Yeah.
And so, unless you're doing like very meta stuff, you're gonna have a pretty tough time. And so that's why a lot of people are just upset, because like it's just the difficulty is to the unfun factor. We made the joke yesterday where it's like in ARPGs are supposed to be like the power fantasy, but now Path of Exile 2 just feels like a victim fantasy because you're just dying nonstop. Like it's brutal how bad it is nonstop. So like they have to figure out what they want to do with it at the end of the day. If this is all intended, they'd come out and say like, yeah, this is what we want. But that's another thing entirely where they've been so vocal about all of this stuff that anytime they say something and then they go and do something after the fact,
do they still have
back to it.
The big English part of the patch notes too? Because I remember in the past they used to have like where they like talk about their decisions and what they're doing in that patch and stuff like that.
A lot of that is, I don't know if they do that so much in patch notes. I don't know if they do manifestos, is I think what you're referring to. But they do like Q&As and they do a lot of podcast appearances. They'll be on the show next week to talk to us.
I like those.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
In the past,
I can't wait to talk to them about this.
It'll be, I've actually thought a lot about it. So they just full disclosure, they originally offered to come on the show today. And I was like, I don't know if I want to talk to you guys the weekend of the patch, both for your sake and my sake, because I'm not knowledgeable enough to carry that conversation about like,
that's totally, it's a 55-page patch thing.
Yeah.
Like,
and
even the pros are still figuring it out.
And
like,
I don't want to talk to them the weekend of their patch because like, there might just be people like running in the background of Jonathan sitting on the like, I have no idea what their office looks like. I did hear that I think they're going on Zizarin stream on the 8th. So that's in 2 days. And I do want to set like precedent for our interview next week will be much less focused on like
it'll be casual perspective.
Yes,
like, it's gonna be for us. It's gonna be the people
like
that play to like maps and get a little bit through at each league and maybe skip a league here and there. It's for the the casual PoE players, the ones that only have 800 to 1500 hours in.
Yes, exactly.
Casuals.
Yeah.
Exactly. Goth, we're 2 minutes over. I apologize. Let's do some shout outs here and then we'll continue our conversation. What do you got going on, Goth? Where can people check you out?
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to figure out what to do until the end of this month. But I don't know. It's kind of doing whatever this week. Probably play some Path of Exile and rip through at
Blueprints in 4 days.
Yeah.
Blueprints in 4 days.
I don't know what that is.
Do you like puzzle games?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you need to check it out. One of the best.
I like that. Awesome. I just hear you talking, so it's like you're the voice in my head on screen.
Play Blueprints.
Cool. So yeah, just kind of all over the place this week. Towards the end of the month, we're what is on the 29th, Towerborn. Really looking forward to Towerborn actually hitting early access and being able to keep progress. That's going to be a lot of fun. Next month we got Power Stone with the Marvel collection, and that's going to be a good time. But yeah, otherwise, we're just hanging out and being weird and all that. You can check me out on twitch.tv/KingofDying if you like that. And I appreciate you guys letting me come by.
Fantastic. You're always welcome on the show.
Awesome. Enjoy the rest of your show, gents.
Thank you so much. Make a funny face when you close out.
Say what?
Make a funny face when you close out. It'll capture your last frame. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's a good one.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Love it.
Have fun not being divorced.
Yeah. Always a plus.
Wow, Zeke. Wow. I
Well,
can't
he
believe
said it. He
I
said,
can't
I don't want to be
believe
divorced.
you would say that, Zeke. I take personal offense.
Meanwhile, the divorcees in the audience are just like, what is this bullshit? Like, I thought I was here to have fun. That hobo just told me to. Jeez.
I thought that was funny. Anyways, yeah, so going into like the Huntress, I don't know how long we want to spend on PoE 2 because it is a rather, I guess our audiences are interested in it. I actually like the class a lot. I enjoy all the abilities. I don't know if Ko, you're similar or whatnot. Like they do kind of feel they're very involved for like an act 1 character, for like a level 1 character. It's like, you have to set up like 4 or 5 different things to like make one thing happen. And then that one thing's not even that significant.
Yep. That sounds fun, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like I kind of bypassed all of that. And I haven't even used the parry mechanics since like the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm playing it very much just like a 2 or 3 button character.
Same.
And like, honestly, maybe this doesn't speak to the fun factor, but my like highest damaging ability is just throw spear.
Rake.
Well,
rake?
yeah. Well, that's like my second thing, but I use throw spear as like my single target damage, and it does like pretty good damage. I'm playing mostly bleed with rake as like the clear, and there's also spear. There's
the spear tempest, yeah, the one with the little whirlwinds you can do. There was like a crazy thing you could do to charge them up, but I think they fixed that last patch, the elemental ones. So
yeah, they fixed it. But I'm having pretty good luck. I'm not to maps yet. That's another thing that a lot of people are upset is that it takes a long time to get to maps now, instead of the like 10 to, I guess 6 to like 15 hours. But yeah, I'm enjoying everything the class has to offer. It's been a lot of fun. I'm definitely in the minority with that, especially given, you know, if you go anywhere where the game's being discussed.
I'm playing SSF hardcore and got up to that poison boss that makes the whole arena poison. You have to find her.
Oh yeah,
and I forgot the mechanic. So that's a fun way to die in hardcore. Just like sitting there in a pool of acid, like, I don't know what to do. Guess I'll die. And then I rolled a merc and he's already dead. So now I'm back on my hardcore bullshit. But no, honestly, I've had a really good time with the Huntress. I can tell, like, it feels very undertuned. Like you said, I was also kind of, oh, the pairing's kind of cool. This is kind of fun. And then I realized, like, dude, Rake is just so much better. Yeah. Like, it's just like a movement skill, like disengage for the range bonus. Like, so it's been, you know, I've enjoyed it, but I'm looking forward to them having a couple passes over the class. It definitely needs it.
Yeah. It's the other conversation that came up, and it's definitely something I want to talk to Jonathan about. The other precedent I want to set is that Ko and I and Zeke especially have not watched the copious amounts of interviews that Jonathan has done since PoE. So there might be stuff that we ask that's already out there and he's already answered. It'll be
they're guaranteed will be.
Yeah,
they have been great about these interviews and podcasts. There's tons of info out there.
It's going to be like a very selfish interview in that respect. But that being said, it's when you look at like Path of Exile 1 and those content updates that they would put out, the leagues as they called them, or expansions. I forget like the actual technical term that they were referring to them as. You're like adding that on to an already finished game. With this, it's early access, right? So they're not even like done with the game, but they're also pitching it as like an economy reset and as they would an expansion or a league from Path of Exile 1. And so I feel like from the community and GGG, the developers, that there's like a conversation of expectations that hasn't occurred yet, so that people jump into this and they expect the league, but in actuality, they're really playing an early access title. Does that make sense?
Like like these are experimental leagues. They almost, it's almost like they should rename them like beta leagues or something. Like,
I wonder if that would help them at all, given the current climate of that community, or if like it doesn't matter. Like if the idea that you're paying for early access at this point completely negates everything I just said. It might for a lot of people. Especially when you're selling MTX, right? Like they're selling new MTX. They have loot boxes in the game, like they always do.
It's a little weird.
It is.
I mean, they're very unique in what they're doing. They're kind of having their cake and eating it too. I'm sure a lot of other devs are kind of looking at in that regard. But I think the big thing with GGG though is a lot of people know that they're going to stick with it until it's done. They have a little bit more faith that they'll just keep working on it. So they're kind of cashing that in a bit, like we've talked about in previous iterations of like, you know, their public goodwill and everything. They're still navigating that balance of spending and gaining.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with this patch, like how they're going to respond to it and how much they're going to lean into what players want.
Yeah. So that's why I'm interested to hear, because from Jonathan, like what his answer is to that, if they need to change the messaging or if they're comfortable with the messaging being what it is, or, you know, just having a conversation with them. So we're going to do that, I think, at the last 90 minutes of next week's show. But until then, I think Ko and I will both be playing more PoE 2, and I'm getting to maps probably today, if not tomorrow. I'm halfway through Act.
Are you doing hardcore?
No. Hardcore.
How many times have you died?
Oh God, probably a
Like a bunch?
significant amount. I don't know the number. I saw a fairly, I should say, a really good PoE 1 player hit maps after 24 hours. That's a member of my community, not a streamer or anything. And he died like 140 times. So I think it's pretty brutal.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I was like stuck at the Act 2 final boss for a significant amount of time, and I had to just grind it out because the power fell off on Rake, and I just got absolutely brutalized. But after that, it's like the power curve of the class kind of spikes up because they unlock level 2 support gems. And those really open up a lot of damage and options for the class for at least what I wanted to do. So being in Act 2 right now, I'm feeling pretty powerful and pretty strong, and I'm hoping it carries me all the way to maps and I can kind of go from there. But we'll see. I'll keep playing it and report back more next week.
Please do.